Hello, everybody. Welcome to a thoroughly dejected Connor here. My stream hasn't caught up yet, so I presume the 6-1 is going to go in here. Robertson with the corner. Let me just see this. Is it a header? It is, yeah, as easy as you like. Melier, shocking. Embarrassing marking, embarrassing performance. And the same stuff over and over and over again. We're still going to see people in the comment section saying that it's acceptable. It's Liverpool, this, that, and the other. Let me heart you to Newcastle holding them. You can say, 3-1 loss. Newcastle put up a decent performance. I've got some of the numbers here. Newcastle had 6 shots, 4 on target. Norwich went there at the weekend, had 7 shots, 3 on target. Burnley had 10 shots, 5 on target. Leeds have had 3 shots so far in this game, and we've conceded 6. Let's go on those other games as well. Newcastle only lost 3-1, and this was when Newcastle were in dire straits. Norwich lost 3-1 at the weekend after having a half decent effort for 61 minutes. Burnley lost 2-0 at the start of the season, and Leeds United have just lost 6-0. 6-0. So we've been done 6-0 now by Liverpool and 7-0 by Man City. Please, can we stop thinking that this is acceptable? Please, can we stop thinking that this is okay? Please, can we stop thinking that we are lucky right now because we are in the Premier League and that is that? We are a club with ambition, everybody. We are a club who wants to move forward. We have ambitious owners. We have a back room who are telling us that we want to be competing with the top 6. We are a million miles away from that right now, and we are staring the bottom 3 right in the face. Needs to be a serious reality check. And this isn't because of Liverpool. This isn't even because of Manchester City. This is because of an Everton mauling. This is because losing at home to Newcastle 1-0 and Newcastle having 15 shots on our goal during that game, and people still turning around and saying that we battered Newcastle and Newcastle didn't deserve anything from it. This is this is Villa scoring 3 goals in the space of about 9 minutes. It's capitulation and it's a problem. The man marking system is a joke. It's becoming worse and worse and worse. Any quality that you have on the ball, Leeds, we can't do anything with it because you surpass that man-for-man system. It opens space. The team panics. The team is bereft of confidence, everybody. The team is absolutely shot right now. And if you for some reason think that it's Liverpool, it's Man City, it's Arsenal, it's Villa, it's Everton, all these teams, there's an excuse for each and every single one. It's been made evidently clear that other teams can compete. Burnley 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0. God, I'm broken by that. I really am. Connor says, I think he'll walk and I don't think I'll be upset. Man, I'm hurt. I'm so hurt after that. I really am. It just gets worse. It just really does get worse. I don't really know what to say. I've got my notes here to surmise the game, but I'm really hurt by that. I'm hurt. 6-0. God, 6-0. Listen, I know they're a good team, but they didn't even look on pomp tonight. They didn't even look like they're out of second gear. You look at that second half and they didn't even churn it up. They were just sort of languishing back, letting Leeds have the ball, seeing what they did with it, waiting for our mistake. Mockingbird Media, how long do we have to watch this garbage? It is garbage at the minute. And you know why? Because we look toothless up front. We've got nothing up front. It is powder puff football up front. And at the back, I mean, you've just seen that 6th goal, everybody. It's Harry Maguire at the weekend, isn't it? It's Michael Keane the weekend before. It's madness. It's the same thing every week. Corners, what is going on with corners at the minute? What is going on? And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing watching it at the minute. Daniel Fleming, Cage's score prediction. Yeah, bang on. I said 5-1. I said 5-1 because I knew loads of people in the comment section were going to say, you're negative. That's why I said Leeds going to score. I was vexed into it. Connor, you said you want Bielsa to stay if he makes changes, and so did I. But it's clear now he won't stop man marking. Yeah, I mean, it's lunacy, Jack. It's lunacy, and I really worry about is what's going on up here with him with regards to it. I just don't understand how you can play against this sort of quality and not have a different plan. Even last week, you're playing against that sort of quality, game management. There's nothing of the sort. We've just gone to pot again in the last 20 minutes of the game. It was a bad game anyway, but the last 20 minutes we've just conceded another 3. There's no comment. It's scary at the minute. Jason reckons it's time for Marcelo Bielsa to go. Christopher is off to bed. God, I don't know if he can sleep tonight, mate. I won't be sleeping tonight at all. Bielsa, an amazing coach, but a poor manager. A lot of people are angry tonight, and I think so. I do understand why you all are angry. Let's go through the game. Anybody, anyway, just for people who have come in a little bit later on, if you've managed to give me a like, that'd be amazing. I think we're all hurting tonight, so hopefully this will be a bit cathartic for you. Before the game, square pegs, round holes. Again, we saw the lineup when we've still got players who can play in certain positions. You've got Charlie Cresswell on the bench who can play at centre-back. Luke Ayling can still go at full-back. Square pegs, round holes again. Joffy up front. I thought he had some nice little touches, but he was ultimately isolated from the game when he came on. But Joffy as a centre-forward, would he have offered anything less than Dan James? I don't think so. And Dan on the left, where Jack Harrison was. Square pegs, round holes. It doesn't need to happen. Shackleton then comes on in the second half at right back when he's a central midfielder. Dallas is then shifted from right back in central midfield. What difference is that going to make? What's going to change with that substitution? I understand Roberts for Click a little bit, maybe just for a little bit more energy, because I thought Click looked leggy, but just some bizarre ways to start the game, and it just doesn't give us a chance. The midfield I thought was key before the match. You look like you've got Jones up against Click, Forshaw, Thiago, Rodrigo, Fabinho. And I just, we thought, there was some space that Leeds were going to be able to get into during the game. I thought behind Liverpool, they do leave space. And in the slim fibre that Leeds managed to get a goal, I thought, there's a little bit of space there. Leeds were just offside all the time. We weren't able to look across the line. It happened with Jack Harrison numerous times, Rafinha numerous times as well. That's just football intelligence. Keep getting your comments in. Stephen's saying we're going down. Forshaw, I thought Forshaw was really, really good. Thought Forshaw was really, really good. Team and subs were wrong. Bielsa has lost the plot. Had it with Bielsa. Now, ST said Shackleton did well. I don't know, ST. I mean, I thought, his endeavour was really there. But, I saw him three times consecutively give the ball away into the middle of the park to Curtis Jones. And then just because they didn't score from it, it doesn't mean that he's come on and been excellent. I think he did all right. But still giving the ball away like the rest of the team. And I don't think that's a Jamie Shackleton problem. I think that's a Leeds United problem at the minute. We can't keep hold of the ball. Markify said Forshaw looked lost. I think out of the bunch, when I say he looked decent, I think out of the bunch, he was one of the better players in terms of just keeping the ball, just simply keeping the ball, everybody, retaining possession, passing to your man. That's what Forshaw's good at, ticking over. And he's the standout when he's doing that in this side. And that's how bad it is at the minute. Lee Robinson said we've won 5 all season, and there needs to be a start reality check for some people who don't think we're in a relegation battle. I said 2 or 3 weeks ago that there's massive pressure on this Norwich game, and listen, I called the game tonight. I knew Burnley had beat Spurs, knew it. Burnley were able to grind results like that out. Leeds aren't, and that's the difference. I've always said I'm not necessarily. I think footballing wise, Leeds are better than Burnley, Norwich and Watford, footballing wise, but I think those teams are able to grind out results. I don't think Leeds are. I don't think at the minute we're showing anything. What's happening with Raf at the moment, says Charlie. It's a good point. He's on and off, isn't he? I don't think he was as bad as people were making out against Everton. I thought he was horrendous against Villa. I thought he was really good at the weekend when he came on. But once again tonight, he looked. Do you know what, Charlie? And there'll be a lot of people who'll say, well, why is he looking naffed off, all this sort of stuff? Well, when you're playing out wide and you can't get a simple ball past here, There's no combinations going on at all. He's distinctly levels above everybody else. But I will say that doesn't allow him, when he's on the ball, to be throwing his arms up in the air, off the ball, throwing his arms up in the air. You know, I don't think that's a good look. And I will say that. And he was poor tonight. You've got to say that. Just because he's my favourite player doesn't mean I'm going to come on here and give him a free pass. I thought he was very, very poor tonight. There were some situations where Leeds were in very, very promising areas. There was one where Joffrey was making a great run into the box. He just overhits it. For someone of his quality, it's a simple, simple pass. Ayling, someone said as well, Ayling's arguing with Melee. We saw that through the game, isn't it? Enough is enough, says Zigzag. Laughing stock, says Sayak. I can't deny that, to be quite honest with you. Everyone was poor. Yeah, 100%. Everyone was absolutely shocking. Shackleton clipping it out of play when Raf was wide says it all. Yeah, I think Shackleton came on, tried his best, but there's just not enough quality in this side, everybody. You know, you go up against Liverpool, it's going to be amplified, but we've been going up against Everton. We've been going up against Villa. We've been going up against Newcastle. Those 3 games, we've got a point. So it's all well and good for people with their agendas to say, you know, look at Liverpool, look at Man United, look who we're up against. Look at the teams that we're up against as well, and we're losing to now. We're not picking up points against. The whole rhetoric earlier on in the season was Leeds always beat teams in and around them. That ain't the case anymore. It's not the case anymore. And teams are grinding in. You know, Burnley have gone out in the transfer window and they've upgraded on Chris Wood. They've bought Wout Weghorst in, who's, in my opinion, a very, very good addition. Newcastle have added. You know, Watford have got some bodies back. They've got the front 3 back now. That 3 of Sarr, King, and Emmanuel Dennis. They've got that front 3 back now. They've been waiting for Sarr to come back for a while and to be fit and firing, and those 3 to be on song. They beat Villa at the weekend. These teams are picking up points. We can't just keep continuously saying the same thing. We've got injuries. We've got good games coming up. The players are going to be this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, everybody, you can get to these games against Norwich. You can get to these games against Watford and Southampton. The team need confidence. The team need to believe in themselves as well, that they can pick up points. That's what they need. And we're still seeing the Ferris wheel of injuries again. Llorente not with the squad tonight. What's happened there? Where's he gone? We're hearing nothing of that. Not even with the squad. 6-0 is unacceptable. I'd completely agree. Crypto Steve, when do you accept, Connor, that Bielsa needs to go? When is enough? Listen, I'm the guy, Steve, who comes on here and I would say I am. Listen, I'm the one who says, you know, I'm not happy at the minute with everything that's going on. I keep saying that he needs to adapt. It's more prevalent in games like this that he just refuses to adapt, and it is live and die by the method. They knew that when they got involved with Marcelo Bielsa. They knew that. They knew it was going to be his way or the highway. And what do we do? What do we do? You know, you can't bring a new manager in now, can you? For one who's out there. You know, and this isn't a reactionary thing of talking about other managers. I'm just answering your chat there, mate. But I didn't think we started badly. I didn't think we started badly at all. Once again, as I always say with Jack Harrison, he lost his first battle with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and then you saw his head go down. Exactly the same thing happened with Aaron Wan-Bissaka at the weekend. Lost his first battle, his head went down. I thought he was all right in bits tonight, Jack Harrison, but Dan James going off in place of, instead of Joffrey, that should have been Jack Harrison for me all day long. The penalties for me, there was the handball, the first one. I thought the third goal was a joke. There's no way that is a penalty. If that's Leeds, it's never been given as a penalty, everybody. We all know that. It's never been given as a penalty if that's Leeds United. Second goal, as easy as you like, really. I've got down here Rafinha throwing his arms in the air. That was happening several times. Leeds scored. Leeds scored a nice goal, actually. Rafinha, though, miles offside. You need to be looking across the line, and that summed up his night, to be quite honest with you. He was just off it, completely off it. And these aren't the games that you need to be off it for. I understand people will turn around and say, well, he needs to be there for the games that we can win. But just simple errors in possession, giving it to their central midfielders and then breaking. Andy's back in the building. I've been so patient, but it's over. Going down with the best youth team in the championship. No first team investment, pathetic. And it does look like that first team investment is killing us. It's absolutely killing us. at the minute. There's an argument, Justin, that there was a pen for Dan James. Yeah, I can understand that, especially if you're giving it to Salah for that third one, which was just a joke, wasn't it? As I've said multiple times, if that's Leeds, we're never getting that. But I've got down here as well, Melié's distribution. It's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. His confidence is on the floor, as is the whole team's. But Illan Meslier right now, if we had a substitute keeper who could come in, which I was calling for, you all know at the start of the season, I got told that we didn't need a secondary keeper. People consistently overlook the goalkeeping position. The goalkeeping position, everybody, is absolutely massive. It's arguably the most important position on the pitch. And this guy at the minute, his confidence is low. He's making mistakes. You look at the Man United game at the weekend, you could attribute 3 goals to Meslier. You really could. He comes in tonight. The Van Dijk header, it's soft. He's got to save that. He's got to save it. Is it the 5th goal where he's just kicking it out into the centre of the pitch? They're picking it up, they break and score. So the exact same sort of things happening against Man United. So it's not just the defence. The defence are shocking at the minute. It's like, melting butter. But the goalkeeper is not covering himself in glory at all with his distribution, even with his shot stopping at the minute. And I'm not at all wholeheartedly blaming Illan Meslier because it's across the board, but there was just such a lack of confidence throughout the entire side now. Richard said, I want to hide under a stone. We're now the whipping boys in the league. 3 points off relegation, looking very bad. I can't argue with that, mate. The whipping boys, you put it absolutely perfectly. We are. Teams come up against Leeds now and they're going like that. Here we go. How many can we get? It's true. It really is. And as I've said, we're averaging 3 goals a game now. That the average might be higher now, 3 point something. I know it's based on you can have decimal points in there as well. But I completely agree with you, mate. I do. It's tough positioning now. Cheers, Mike. Mike's in the building, helping me out for a pint, mate. Listen, it's and we talk about the whipping boys. We played Mike's team, Everton, and with the whipping boys for Everton as well. And listen, Everton are below us, and with the whipping boys for them, it's not good now. It's not good. It's really difficult. And our RMB studios have said it here. I know it's Liverpool, but Jesus Christ, I think there's a. You can't if you're a fan going into this. Michael, no, Everton fan, loads of fans will know as well. If you're going into a game knowing that you're going to get beat, which we were, we all have that sliver of hope half an hour before, of course we do, but we know we're going to lose that game. But 6-0, 6-0, 7-0, Manchester City. Have they been the biggest defeats of the season? Is that acceptable, everybody? Is that where we are as Leeds fans now? This once brilliant side that we're in the Premier League, finishing 4th, 5th. Then we've had this horrendous spell out of the Premier League. But is that where our expectations are now as a club? Is that what we are, Leeds United? I'm still seeing people who are happy being a yo-yo club. Not me. I've seen those European nights at Ellen Road. I want us to be back up there once again. My ambition is so greater than that. Some people will be happy going down if we stick with the same regime. It's madness for me. For a vodka soda, Ben, Sunderland, yeah, in Leeds, mate, it's definitely more expensive now. Worried, worst team in the league at the moment, 100%. Your comments are coming in, everybody. Please like the video as well. We're trying to have this moment together, aren't we? For a vodka soda, top man. Joseph in the building. Honestly, I don't believe Bielsa is good anymore. He was awesome in the Championship and will go down in Leeds history, but unfortunately, I think his time is done. Listen, there's a lot of credence to that, mate. I can't listen. This is the forum. This is the forum right now. Gamers, Jack's come in. There's a lot of people saying Bielsa has resigned. I don't think that's the truth, guys. I mean, I presume it's just someone who's coming on here and just there's people who are just coming on and taking the mickey a little bit here, I think. So don't go with that. So yeah, he hasn't. They're trolling. Says Ray. Bielsa. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think. Listen, the problem with Leeds at the minute, everybody, is it's the heads down. I keep going on about the confidence throughout the game. We're seeing decisions like Junior diving in on halfway. Fabinho. It's just football IQ for me. You don't need to dive in on a centre back in the middle of the pitch when we are where we are. You know, you're coming up against Mo Salah throughout the game. 7 minutes in, you're getting a yellow card, and we're just giving the ball away left, right, and centre. The second half, Roberts comes on, Shackleton comes on as well. Not a bad start to the second half. Raf had a good chance, but listen, Gelhardt comes on. Why is Gelhardt coming on? So he knows he's made a mistake, brings Gelhardt on. 60th minute, we see it every game. You know, we see it every single game, don't we? Joffrey coming on at half time, 60th, 50th minute, whatever. Why are you not starting him? Learn from the mistake. Start the player who is evidently our best striker, our only striker. Start him. Please, for God's sake, start him. How many more times does he have to prove it? Wolves, West Ham, Man United, Spurs away. What does this kid have to do? His mum is on social media, Lynn Gelhardt, and I'm telling you, she seems like she's a very interactive person on media, and she will be well aware of everything that is being said about her son. And she's ambitious. You know, you can tell with the tweets, you can tell the way she goes on about Joffrey. There's people still saying he's going to be our future. We think he's going to be our future in the Championship if we do go down, which is a stark reality right now. Let me read this out, everybody. Newcastle, we're talking about this Liverpool game, right? Okay. Newcastle lost 3-1, went 1-0 up. Norwich lost 3-1, went 1-0 up. Burnley lost 2-0. Leeds United have just lost 6-0. So if we're comparing it with our other relegation candidates, they're performing better against the better teams. We was just poor. How hard can it be to make the right decision after tonight's performance? Half of the players will want to leave. I can't understand some of the decisions, mate. I really can't. The starting lineup is key for me in this game. You play players who are available. Believe it or not, the bench is battered, but we still have players. Charlie Cresswell, Joe Gelhardt, Dan James can be played out wide. We still have options. It doesn't have to be square pegs, round holes. Dallas came into central midfield. He was better. Joffrey came on. We look better. And he continues with it, continues with this mindset of just playing the same way every single time in terms of just setting up square pegs, round holes, not having a plan B and making the same substitutions when it's not going right. And it almost feels that the subs are just being thrown on now. The substitutions are being thrown on. You know, it's reactive. There's no real plan to it, in my personal opinion, anymore. Whereas months ago, you'd have said that there was strategical, there were planned substitutions. SSJW animation. I have mates who are Liverpool fans, so I'm going to hide for them for at least 5 weeks. Yeah, mate, I can't. It's a sad night for us all now. I'm trying to do this to at least have a bit of cathartic nature. Listen, guys, get it in the comment section below about what Bielsa said. I haven't seen his post-match comments. I'm praying it's not the same thing like we always get, which is the result is on me. You know, they were much better than we were, and it's fine making those comments. It's fine saying that you've made mistakes, but learn from it. Learn from your mistakes. We all have to learn from our mistakes, no matter what job you're in. You know, I'll go to work tomorrow. I might make a mistake, and I'll have to adapt. You know, I'll have pressure on me to learn from that. You can't just be the constant notion of doing the same things, starting Click and Rodrigo together in the midfield when we know it doesn't work. Starting Luke Ayling at centre back when we know it doesn't work. Square pegs, round holes when we know it doesn't work. Not starting your best striker. We know it doesn't work. Dan James up front. We know it doesn't work. Like, there's just so many different angles to this, and it just seems to be the same thing. But listen, I actually thought for spells, and listen, this double pivot is a must against the top teams. I'd agree. There was genuine times at the start of the game where I thought we're all right. I thought Forshaw was decent. I thought the second half, the first sort of period, Liverpool dropped off. Leeds had chance. I didn't have chances, but we got hold of the ball basically, and we were able to get behind their midfield. And then it was about decision making. But our decision making is just woeful. It's so poor. It's so poor in those decisive moments, those big situations. And yeah, I've just got down here that it felt like a training session. It really did. It felt like a training session. That's all my notes. Keep getting your comments in, everybody. There's 1,200 of you in here. If you wouldn't mind liking the video, that'd be great. If you're a new person, make sure you subscribe, of course. Start Dallas in the midfield. Said it all last season. Dan, you bang on. You saw a little bit of a difference, didn't you, mate, when he came into the midfield, chopping at the ankles. We all said it at the start. He should be in centre of midfield. You know, still people calling for him to go left back and then move people around again. No chance. It had to be him. I really think Crest should have started over Luke. What do you mean, Lucas? A natural centre back over a right back at centre back? No. Big Sam's in the building. Bring me in, I will save you. Burnley's goal difference to Leeds is massive, 2 games in hand. I've always said this, Andy, that when we were in the battle with Sheffield United to get promoted, goal difference was a huge thing. Leeds fans would always talk about goal difference because it was a point here, it was a point there. Sometimes it was level, us and Sheffield United. Yet when it's against Leeds, Leeds fans aren't interested. It doesn't mean anything. Goal difference acts as a point at the end of the season. If you've got a better goal difference than someone and you're level on points, the team with the better goal difference stays up. That's an extra point. Getting done 6, getting done 7, getting done 4, getting done 3, having an average conceding rate of 3 is going to put you at the bottom of the table when it comes to conceding goals. At the top of the table, I should say, for conceding goals. DB6, piss poor management all season, time to go. Watched your video of Rafinha. Contract seems stupid to not get players in January, as we could lose 50 million if we go down. Yeah, bang on, David. Bang on. I'll tell you what's going to happen against Spurs, lads. Kane's going to drop in midfield, leaving our centre-back to chase him, and Eric Dier's going to bullet right through our team and score. Let's just talk about this as well. The centre-back, the man-marking system straight off the bat, when that second goal went in, I tweeted it out, and you're still getting people saying, well, you liked it last season. It's a completely different scenario last season. We had a plethora of players still available, our core players available last season in those games. We made changes in the summer to freshen the squad up. No fans, everybody. Less pressure. Okay, so many differentials from last season. It was momentum. It was our first season. Look at Sheffield United's first season. Yeah, look at their first season. They did the exact same thing. So the first season is all well and good, but it's all about the second season as well. And this second season syndrome, a lot of people are saying, nah, it's not a thing. Well, it looks like we've been well and truly found out at the minute. It really does. It's a big, big problem. But that second goal was something we've seen all season. We saw Lindelof do it at the weekend. Marauding forward, concede space, and they score a goal. They did it in the last game. Matip strided forward, ball went out to Trent Alexander, crossed it over, Salah finished it. So this game, Matip gets the ball, runs. So all you need to do as a centre-back, run into Leeds' half, create space. No one will go towards you. Do a little 1-2. You'll either cross it in, get a corner, or score a goal. That's it. That's all you need to do as a centre-back against Leeds. Because we never change, ever. Press high, really high on our wingers. Be aggressive. Whatever team you are, whatever calibre you are of side, right now, with this team that is bereft of confidence, and your centre-back just run forward. Have caution to the wind. Because Leeds aren't exposing you at the back as much anymore. So that's all you need to do. That is the blueprint. We've seen Maguire do it before. Every centre-back looks like Beckenbauer against us, and nothing changes. You don't even get players coming towards the man who's running with the ball. It's lunacy. It is lunacy. There is a player running towards your goal, and you can back off if your man's going that way. Just let him through. Back off, back off, back off. Charlie says, how many points do you need from now to stay up? Charlie, I'd probably say 12 or 13. That takes us to maybe 35. But where are they coming from, mate? Where are they coming from? We've got home games against Brighton. I mean, Brighton were so much better than us at the start of the season when it was 0-0. You know, how that ended 0-0, we won't know. Southampton, I mean, that's arguably the worst performance of the season. Southampton presses into oblivion. They're a completely different side from last season. Norwich at home, which is going to be big. It's a huge, huge game. Huge game. And can this side handle the pressure? This isn't reactive, everybody, just after the Liverpool game. It's a disgusting showing in terms of losing 6 again. But This isn't reactive just based on that game. This is a culmination of the last 2 months, which have been truly horrendous for Leeds United. Probably the worst in 4 years. Them our facey whipping boys. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Our run is hard, says Dan. I don't think, yeah. Let's get rid of Bielsa and sign Connor. He seems to be solving all this mess in a few minutes. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we're all in the same position with what we see, don't we? And we're fans. We're not stupid. I think a lot of people think fans are daft. You know, we are people who watch our team, who've watched our team for years, don't miss a minute of football when our team's playing. So I think, we should have a lot of credit in the bank in terms of what we think. A lot of us, know football as well because we watch football, we watch it live, we watch it on TV, we watch other games. So we can see what's happening. Just because you're a fan, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't have an opinion because you're not a manager or a coach. And I'm watching my team and seeing the same things, and it's insanity. Insanity. BPCY says 40 points to stay up, 36. We all want the best for Super Leeds. Can't disagree with that, mate. Can't disagree with that. Miles in the building. From that performance, he's lost the dressing room. Time to go. Bielsa out. These tactics are the definition of insanity. We'll be lucky to reach 37 points with our remaining games. Harsh, but there's a lot of truth in that. The tactics. Josh Pitt's in the building. Bielsa has basically just said that if we change our system, it will make no difference to the results we're getting. It did. It has worked. Look, last season, we started playing a lower block and we started counter-attacking. Leicester, Man City, Man United at home, where we barely went forward. Right, look at the game last the weekend. At the weekend, look at that game. Compare that to Ellen Road last season, the 0-0, where we barely got past the halfway line because we were defensively structured. KP was man marking Bruno. They got barely any joy. They were getting frustrated. Turned into a nitty-gritty game. That's what you do against the top teams. That's what Burnley do. That's what Watford do. That's what all those bottom teams do down there. That's what we were doing last year. It's what we did against the big boys. We made it into a battle. So we have changed. For me, I don't know about you guys, but it looked more zonal. If Leeds aren't going past the halfway line and we're not attacking, that's not Leeds being man for man. That's Leeds sitting in a zonal low block, low to middle block. I don't agree with him. I think we have played that way. Holy, I didn't know Leeds had a fan channel that you got bent right over. Can't disagree with that. Where's David O'Leary? We couldn't complain. Listen, that's another thing as well. A lot of people are talking about exactly what's happened. When we do get the ball and Liverpool actually aren't applying a press, Liverpool are actually just sitting off a little bit and getting back into their structure, their framework. Just keep the ball a little bit. Keep the ball a little bit. It doesn't have to be one touch every single time because we're not good enough to do that. We're not good enough to build up play like that. We're not good in a defensive sense. We're not even that good on the ball. The best player on the ball is Forshaw. The amount of times we lose the ball is criminal. And once again, you have to turn around tonight, everybody, and say, we might have had spells where it was a little bit lesser than what it was in terms of Liverpool scoring and Liverpool dominating the game, even though I felt throughout they controlled the game. But they could still have had 10 goals tonight. Still have had 10. Mele made 2 good saves. Luis Diaz had a decent effort. Curtis Jones was thrown goal and squared it to Salah when he should have gone on by himself. It still could have been 10. Oh, Ian. Pray to you, mate. Pray to you. Charlie said Brentford last game of the season, looking massive. Yeah, 100%. Happy birthday, by the way, Ian, even if it is. Miles Craven, if you say everyone around us gets a minimum 12 points at the minute, we have 3 or 4 potential winnable home games. That'll take us to 35 if we win them. If we don't, we'll be on 32, bottom 3. Yeah. And DC is winning them at the minute, Miles, with just the caliber, the ebb of the squad, the confidence, the amount of goals we're leaking. So I tell you what, we even go 1-0 up against Norwich and I won't be confident. I'm not confident when we go 1-0 up. I'm not even confident when we go, it never happens, but I wouldn't be confident if we went 2-0 up anymore. I'm not. I'm terrified because I know the opposition is going to score based on so many games, not even dependent on what team it is anymore. doesn't have to be a top 6 team. It can be a bottom 3, bottom 4 team. Really can. It's shocking. What is it? 56, 57 goals conceded now. Someone said to me the other day, we'd conceded 54 all last season. Get that in your mind. So yeah, I just don't see where the next win's coming from, mate. I don't. There's teams in and around us for me who are grinding, who are putting respectable performances in. You watch them and you can see them building. You know, got a lot of grief on here talking about Norwich ages ago. But Norwich, listen, I'm not saying they're the best team, but they believe in what they're doing with Dean Smith. There is plans in place with Dean Smith. They're making it difficult. Look at the Man United game where somehow they lost that one at home. They were all over them. Liverpool at the weekend making it difficult for them. And we're laughing at Norwich 3 or 4 months ago. One went to Carrow Road and won, and they were in dire straits. Burnley able to grind it out. Draw at Man United. Lost, 2-0 earlier on in the season to Liverpool. You know, and I'm not saying they're grinding out wins and all this sort of stuff, but even when they're not winning, they're keeping the score down. They really are. You know, and you can't predict it at the minute. Watford going to Villa and winning. Who'd have thought that? Who'd have thought that? But these teams are getting these sorts of results. I understand we got a point against Villa, but when you look at how bad Villa have been since they've played us, was it really a good point? When they went down to 10 men on 83 minutes, you know, was that really a good point? Everton, we had to get something there. Newcastle, just shocking results. Man, depressing. So depressing. Lukey, Norwich fan, we're making huge progress. I think the fans are pretty happy. Bottom's looking scary. There you go. Yeah, Sam, Burnley won. I know. Yeah, Burnley did win tonight. To put it simply, any other manager after these run of games would have been sent packing. Sometimes loyalty kills you. Yeah, God, I mean, it's depressing, isn't it? It is depressing. I'm struggling to keep this going, to be honest. Do I think we will go down? I think we need players back. We're on a crash course at the minute. We really are. No matter who comes on and says, you know, we're better than 3 teams. 3 teams in, 3 teams below us are at least picking up points against teams that you wouldn't expect them to. You know, I know we've played Liverpool. I know we've played Man United. You have to put this out, everybody, because people will clip you up and say that you're just reacting to this game, which has been a horrendous result again. But the overall package at the minute is shocking. I'll just hark back to that Everton game where they just outplayed us. We couldn't touch the ball. Never forget that Everton game. Mauled us. So, yeah, I'm worried. I am worried. I am worried. I don't know if I don't know. I need to take stock. I need to see where we are after Norwich. But I was the one at the start of the season who said we were in trouble and got battered for it. I was the one who said Burnley would beat Norwich and got battered for it. I was the one who said Wout Weghorst would be a better signing than Chris Wood, got battered for it. So, you know, you stick some statements out, you get hammered, but it is what it is. You know, I'm not always right, but I'm not always wrong as well. So that's the football fan, isn't it? But please watch other games. You know, if you're a Leeds fan, watch other games. You start watching some of these teams, Norwich, Burnley at the minute. So Burnley got 3 games in hand. You know, I don't know. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. It's been about 40 minutes. Please like the video. I really appreciate it. Keep getting your comments in afterwards. I know it's cathartic for a lot of you. And yeah, get some well-needed rest. Have a good one, everybody. I'll see you in a bit.